Anyway, let's join Gillian. She's in Wales. Have you seen where she is?
I haven't.
It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's South Stack's Cliffs. And look at that lighthouse. Gillian, that looks really lovely.
It is absolutely stunning here, absolutely. We are on South Stack, on the Isle of Anglesey. We're spoilt for choice. The whole coastline right there around the island is absolutely amazing. We've been exploring loads. Last night we were on a much more sheltered spot. We were on Kemlyn Bay. Now that's on the north coast, beautiful shingle beach there. But tonight we've headed out west. We've gone to the most westerly point of Anglesey, to this RSPB nature reserve of South Stack. Behind me, it's the Irish Sea. Next stop is Dublin. It just feels like the end of the edge of the world. It's absolutely beautiful here. Now, as you would expect from an RSPB reserve with sea cliffs, seabirds are a really important feature here. You can certainly hear them and we can see them. We've got live cameras right now down there on the seabird colony. Thousands and thousands of birds crowded there, rammed. There's lots of guano, that's the droppings. It's raucous. But there are also some more peaceful scenes when you get up above the cliffs. We've seen some ravens drifting past the lighthouse there. Really beautiful scenes here. Now, like I said, there are loads of summer visitors, seabirds nesting here. We've seen puffin come in with beaks full of sand eels and sprats for their chicks. Also the guillemots, lots of guillemots here. They're in fact the predominant species here. Fulmar, there's Fulmar here. This is a member of the petrel family, really interesting bird. And of course razorbills, 1,800 razorbills. But like I said, the guillemots are the absolute dominant species here. There's 13,800 of them at the last count of the guillemots. Now, all those birds are supremely adapted to life on a cliff edge. There are plenty of challenges, as I'm sure you can imagine, but there is one challenge that might be a little unexpected, and you've got to take a look at this place at night, the sea view, looking out from South Stack under a starry night sky. Now, this is a beautiful time-lapse shot of this, not enhanced, and this is what you see from South Stack, this belt of horizon there dipping down the horizon. Now, you can get those sort of views here because there's not that much light pollution. It's very far away from cities and towns. However, if we look at that again, you'll notice something there. Now, if you look carefully along the horizon, from left to right, it goes from blue to orange, an orange glow on the right-hand side of that horizon. Now, that isn't a sunset, that is been identified as the city lights glow from Dublin. And imagine Dublin is over 65 miles as the puffin flies, if you like, out in that direction. So these distant lights can affect the seabirds here in all sorts of ways, particularly the night flying birds, birds like the Manx shearwaters. Now, Manx shearwaters do nest on Anglesey. The adults will come out at night, they're burrow nesting birds, and they'll come out under the cover of night and fly out to sea to forage under the safety of that darkness. So the adults will know not to fly to the light, but for some reason the sub-adults, the juveniles, are attracted to those city lights. And when they get to Dublin, quite often they become grounded, they don't fly again, and then they're very vulnerable to predation. So what can places like South Stack do? Well, very simple, they can just turn off the lights. So lots of nature reserves in Wales are now starting to try and tackle this issue of light pollution. And Wales is certainly leading the way of dark sky reserves. There are 21 dark sky reserves worldwide, and 2 of them are in Wales, in Eryri National Park in Banal Brycheiniog, that's Snowdonia, and the Brecon Beacons. So really punching above its weight in tackling the light pollution around these nature reserves. Of course, it benefits the wildlife, but it's great for astrophotographers as well. Just take a look at some of these shots that have been taken here in Anglesey. So really were lovely scenes here, but also shots of the aurora borealis. Can you imagine seeing that with nature all around you? And certainly things like the Milky Way are visible as well. So like I said, all of this is to the benefit of wildlife, but also to us as well. Megs, I don't know about you, but the thought of being under a starry sky and feeling how small you are under an infinite universe, come on, what could be better than that?
Yeah, I totally agree, Gillian. Sometimes it really puts things into perspective when you see a truly dark sky. It's quite rare in the UK because of that light pollution, but it is amazing when you get to see it. But it always shows, you know, how much difference we can make here on our own planet, and what a beautiful planet it is.